he's captained England as a schoolboy. He's even been nicknamed the next David Beckham. And like many professional footballers, Josh Walker has had setbacks. Now he's on a transfer from Tyneside to play football in the most unlikely of places, India. We followed him on his adventure of a lifetime.
The fans are that fanatical. You're known. Makes you be more professional because you're like an idol to them.
When he was 17, Josh Walker was the next big thing in England. Now he could be the next big thing here.
India was never somewhere I'd even thought of going on holiday, never mind to play football.
He's quit English football for the sake of his family. But will the gamble pay off? And can he achieve his new dream of helping get a cricket-mad country into football instead? Josh's story started in the Middlesbrough youth setup.
He was a talented young player. He came through the academy, spent a lot of time at Middlesbrough. He was extremely committed and he was a good professional from an early age.
Josh represented his country and had his Premier League debut as a teenager. But then things didn't go to plan.
I was wanting to play week in, week out in the Premier League at 17, and I'd find myself knocking on managers' doors at 17, 18-year-old asking why I wasn't playing, and I look back and I just, to be honest, I cringe at myself.
8 years and 8 clubs rolled by. It's now July 2014 and the adventure is about to begin.
Things I was being offered to stay in the UK, I just thought, I think it's time to really try something new.
It's a risky choice for sure, but the hardest thing? Leaving his 2-year-old daughter, Marnie, behind.
It's a bit tough knowing that I'm not going to see her maybe for, well, probably a couple of months, to be honest. I'm going there to work and provide for her, really, and it's just a great opportunity, I think. The only thing I do need to get, though, is a pair of football boots. Still haven't got any of them yet. I don't want to turn up without any, do you know what I mean, just in case.
A really good professional, you know, from a very young age, great attitude to the game. He captained England at youth level for a couple of years. You're always wondering whether to give youngsters their debut, but we did, and he did really well. It's a new project and a new opportunity and something different, so a great life experience for him.
It's just like being in a go-kart, really.
Josh has signed for the champions of India's I-League, Bengaluru FC, in Bangalore. Sports science, nutrition, they're modelling themselves on the Premier League club.
Yeah, so we're looking at 6s to 7 next time. Yeah. Then the third session we're looking at 7s to 8s.
Josh has arrived as Bengaluru's so-called marquee player. To be one, you need to have played in a top European league or for your country. Josh has done both.
He wasn't maximising his potential, and I knew that bringing him out here and getting him concentrating and working hard and, you know, realising his potential, he would be a real asset to the club.
Bengaluru FC didn't even exist 2 years ago. The club's bankrolled by a steel giant which says it wants to develop football in India.
I think it's a great time for football in general in India. I think there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of traction. From a club perspective, we're really excited that we're part of it right now.
More money and secure contracts have tempted other English players to join the revolution. Former Reading and Luton defender Curtis Asano and another Middlesbrough Academy graduate, John Johnson.
I think it's becoming more of a thing for players to obviously look abroad now, you know, because it is tough back home, and when people take their step and move abroad and people can see it, it's exciting, it's different, it's a new challenge and that, and it's definitely a thing that will get more and more popular with English players, I think.
I've come out here for a year and I managed to save enough money for me and my girlfriend to be able to buy a house. We bought a house in the summer And there's no way in hell I would have stayed in England for 10 years, grafting, trying to get as much money as I can, and borrow money from whatever, to even put a deposit down in the house the way climate is back in the UK.
It's a big day for Josh and the team.
This is the new stadium we're going to now, so like this is the first time we've all been here together.
The new season is just 48 hours away.
All the stadium staff, they're all trying to get everything sorted in time for Saturday. Today's the first chance for us to get a feel of the pitch and to get a feel of the surroundings.
Football is a growth market here. A different tournament, the Indian Super League, or ISL, launched this year, for the first time bringing world stars to India.
The ISL was successful. A lot of eyeballs, lots of people at the stadium, but then they also came for the novelty value. You know, for the fact that you had some famous names, if past their prime. At least now people are not saying, do you play football in India? You know, so that is a positive thing.
Even so, Indian football has two big problems: the popularity of cricket and the English Premier League. Josh Walker wants to help change that. So he's come to meet a fellow Newcastle United fan here in Bangalore.
There is a very small football-loving community even in urban cities in India. Most of them are cricket lovers. Everybody wants to play and watch cricket.
Do you know much about the I-League?
Not much, because I'm following Newcastle all the time, so I don't get time to watch Indian football.
It's a fanatical city for football. If you came and supported BFC as well as supporting your Newcastle or your Manchester United, it could help with everything towards Indian football as well.
The club has to reach out to the city. It has to involve the people more into the club with not only footballing activities, maybe with other activities.
That's why Bengaluru FC are trying to create a buzz. They're all over social media. The players personally phone the fans up. And Josh, he's on billboards. The club is getting people talking.
So who's your favourite football team?
Bengaluru FC.
Bengaluru FC.
Nowadays, a lot of fans are supporting BFC because they like their game and their strategy.
Yeah, they're employing a lot of foreign players, and foreign coaches are right now coming to India, and they're employing a lot of local Indian players.
And it is a great pleasure for us that we belong to Bangalore.
They know everything about your football team, and they just come and approach you and ask you questions.
No match?
No match today, no. You came to the stadium 3 months ago and you helped fill up my ice bath. And it's nice to have that interaction with the fans, and it's something that in England it doesn't really happen.
Josh has been here for 6 months. Often, it's a humbling experience.
You've got a bloke begging behind you. There's me mate there. Some of the things you see here, you don't really imagine. Well, you hear things like that going on in the world, but you never see it yourself. And when you come here and you see things like that, it just shows you how lucky I am, really.
It's match day, but some bad news. Our cameras are here to see Josh play the first game of the new I-League season, only he's been ruled out with a pulled hamstring.
The first league game and the first home game as well at the new stadium. I'm majorly disappointed, like.
But even without the star signing, BFC are set for their biggest attendance ever.
We have been watching a lot of matches on TV, but this is our first time we are coming to the stadium and have a full experience.
I guess Indian football is on the rise, especially thanks to our club, you know, our club which we support passionately.
The fact that they care so much about the fans is really nice to see. Every fan in India watches a lot of the Premier League, and it's really sad that, I mean, we love football, but we've never been given something to channel our passion into. But it's kind of cool because right now we have this.
This week, Josh can only watch from the stands. It's a steady start to the season, a goalless draw against another fancied team.
The atmosphere, it was just like being at a game back home.
I don't have any regrets about coming there, not at all. Obviously it's incredibly hard sometimes missing your daughter, and I miss her every day, but at the end of the day I've got to work, and this is my job. My career was going nowhere back home, and I got given an opportunity and I'm going to grab it with both hands.
Josh was back playing the next game, and he's already helped Bengaluru FC to win India's biggest cup competition.